Hey, good morning. It's Friday, July 21st. I normally would have done this video yesterday, trying to do 5 days in between my videos for the garden, but it was pretty rainy yesterday, so we're gonna do it this morning. And I'm gonna start on the porch here, just quick with the calla lilies. Looking really beautiful. And these are just calla lilies that I got from Walmart, you know, just the bulbs, or I'm not sure what they call them for calla lilies. Corms? Bulbs? Not sure. And they've done really well. I find calla lilies are pretty easy, no fuss kind of plants, even though they look very dramatic. Everything is doing really well. We are supposed to have some warm weather this week, so that's nice. This is a Empress Wu, and that's its second year in the ground there. It's doing really well. I did come in and kind of stake up a few of the Asiatic lilies that I have in this path. These ones look like they're gonna bloom. I think these are double tiger, but I'm not sure. And then I do have more hosta in here. I don't remember the names of any of these. I really like this one. It's very blue colored. The leaves are super stiff. They look good. This little ostrich fern, this is one that I started from Walmart, and I don't know, we'll see how they do. They're supposed to come back, so there's one here and there's one back there behind that blue hosta. They're a little bit sad, but maybe next year they'll look better. This Astilbe is doing really well. This is that Anna, what I call the Anna Astilbe that I got from a plant sale from a woman named Anna, and it's gonna bloom. I'm excited because when I got it last year, it had already passed its bloom stage, so I don't actually know what it looks like, so that's exciting. These pots here are all Astilbes, except for this. This is obviously a dandelion and some sort of leaf thing. This one is actually coming up. What are these? Okay, this one is called Sunny Boy, and this one is called Red Sentinel. So I wanted to kind of get those started in the pots. One, so I don't mistake them for some kind of weed and pull them out, and two, just so I can have a little more control over their nutrition and water and stuff like that. I still have a few coleus in here that I think those are gonna go in the not the garbage, but I'll put them in the compost. These are foxgloves, still not in the ground, still not root bound. So I'm going to get these in the ground this weekend. That is on the list for sure. This is kind of a mess here. I do have a hosta in here, and it's just kind of haven't really cleaned this up or neatened it up at all. These are daisies. So I started these daisies from seed last year. I put them in here thinking it was going to be a much sunnier spot, and they didn't really do anything at all. I didn't get any blooms or anything like that off of them last year, but they did grow. This year I've already had a full flush of flowers on these. They've been cut back way down, and they're coming back, and actually I'm starting to get some more flowers, so that I should have a pretty little fall display there with those daisies. That'll look really nice. And then I do have a few more hostas down here. This is Summon Substance, That is also an Empress Wu. This one gets really beat up here. I don't know if it's from, well, I think some of it is from pests, and some of it seems just to be from maybe water coming off of the roof when it rains. Just kind of beating it up. And then I have the little milk jug planter here. Some coleus. That's all stuff I started from seed. Let's go back this way because we always go up the other way. Not that there's anything fantastic to see down here. This all of this sidewalk I'm going to be pulling up and sort of making this more of a natural path through here, so that I can plant up. And this is just overgrowth from my neighbor's trees, and then I've got a bunch of just weeds and brush and trees trying to pop up over here. So I do have some cardboard down, trying to kill off some of it. And then the dog kennel. Here's the compost. I've got some begonias on these areas just to try and pretty everything up. Eventually I would like to have, so once I pull the cement up, and you can kind of see it comes all the way through here, which is nice, but I don't really necessarily use this walkway all that often, so I think it would be okay to kind of pull that up and do more of a natural. And then this whole area will be just sort of shady and natural and pretty, but I want to have a gate here. So when you're looking at it from this direction, you know, from the side of the house down in this direction, you don't see like the dog kennel and stuff like that. You'll just kind of see this, you know, pretty shady, woodsy type garden, and then the little fence at the end with the gate. Maybe something rounded is what I have in my mind. That'll just make it a little more, you know, magical, a little more secret gardening, just a little bit more pleasant to look at. So let's see, all these tomatoes are doing fantastic. Super excited to have tomatoes. It's always this just, you know, waiting and waiting and waiting for that first tomato to come off the plant. And they just taste so good. So exciting news here. The black hollyhocks are starting to open up. These are so gorgeous. So I didn't know if these were going to be the black hollyhocks, or I also had hollyhocks in here called Rosy Carnival last year, but it doesn't look like any of those have come up, except for maybe these might be Rosy Carnival on this side. But like this one is definitely the black, and this is my biggest one. So the dog kennel is 6 feet, so I'd say that's getting pretty close to 7 feet tall there. This corner is going to be gorgeous once the whole thing is in bloom. I can't wait. When it's not going to be long. It shouldn't be maybe a week or two. We're going to just have full, that'll be the star of the garden. These cucumbers are doing fantastic. They're really starting to put on some growth, and they're starting to climb. Very nice. Let's see. Ooh, what's exciting over here? We have our Cornell Bronze open. Oh, and those are so gorgeous. That is really pretty. I love like the ball style dahlias. They just look so the structure is just gorgeous. And then I did have a Star Child that was fully open. We can see that it's done from the rain yesterday, but we have another one opening up. These are really pretty. I'll try to get a picture of this when it's fully open. And there's just tons of buds on here. there's going to be a bunch of these. So I'm excited for that. The ball dahlias that I started, or not ball, these are the pond palms. These I started from seed. The seeds I got from a company called Outside Pride. That's the same company that I got the seeds for my coleus from. And I've had really nice growth with both of the seed types. So I will definitely be ordering from them again. And they have seeds for things that you don't really think of so much, which is nice. Oh, this is the big orange. This flower has lasted a long time. Very pretty. It started out a much darker orange and now it's kind of fading to that corally and yellow. I'm loving that. Get that out of the way. All the planters are still doing really, really well. No complaints there. This sparkler sedum has something else growing in it. I'm not sure what this is. Looks like it's going to get a little flower on it, so we'll know soon. If it's something worth keeping, I'll go ahead and throw it in the ground. But this is going to go here. So I do have some daylilies here, but I'm going to put this, and I have some iris there. These both look really sad, but that's because I pulled them up. They had been in the ground last year. I pulled them up and just put them in here, and so they're going to just kind of be struggly for the rest of the season while they get rooted in, but they have plenty of time. So this will go here and kind of come out around the rocks, and that's like a trailer, like a creeper type sedum, so that'll be pretty. So I had put a bunch of like tall branching sunflowers in this area, and then topped it with the wood chips, and something came in, ate all of those. Super frustrating. I just, the pests are just really vigorous around here, and so, but luckily I'm an overseeder, so I have tons of seeds elsewhere. I will get flowers. This is a portulaca called Pink Lady. I've never seen a portulaca like this. I mean, I'm sure there's a million different types of varieties, but usually I just know of the ones that they have kind of like in Walmart. But this one has been really beautiful. It likes it here on the corner. It just makes a nice corner piece, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. The Tip Top, I think this is the Tip Top Mahogany, and these are the Tip Top Rose. This is Tip Top Salmon. No, this is the Tip Top Alaskan Salmon. Nasturtiums. So those are all little mini nasturtiums that don't get very big. And then I also have some little smaller zinnias in these pots. I think these are the Lilliput mix. They're just so sweet and cheery. I love it. Yeah, everything else is doing pretty good up here. Oh, exciting news for the green stalks. We replanted the green beans with another variety called Kalima. So it's like a fillet type green bean, and everything is popping up, which is fantastic. So it definitely must have been the beans, the seeds for the mellow yellows and the heavyweights that I first had Lily put in. And they just were old. They just were done. So the poppies are pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and pull those out this weekend, and I'll let the strawberries kind of have the beds. I may end up still putting in some fall stuff, like, I don't know, maybe like a quick growing cabbage or cauliflower or something like that. We'll see. Haven't fully decided on that. Tons of tomatoes coming on the Thornburn terracottas. These cucumbers are doing fantastic. Again, starting to climb. Don't want them don't want them to climb. And this side a little bit slower, but still doing really well. Squash is a monster as usual. That's just how squash goes. We got a few more in there for picking. This sunflower is doing really well. So I have a sunflower here and then a few more over there that should actually be ready to pick and bring in the house for a little bouquet here soon. All the cosmos are starting to put on their flowers, and I have a ton of different types of cosmos. This one is, I think, Japanese Kiro or something like that it's called. All of the cosmos that I planted, I believe, came from Baker's Creek, and these might be Sensation, which I love the Sensation ones with the pinks. But I have cosmos in pretty much every bed. I just love the way they look. They're just the perfect summertime flower. Just really, really pretty. And these statice are so cool. I've never grown statice before. But they're really neat. They just look like, it looks like, I don't know, like Atlantis, like buildings coming up out of the ocean bottom or something like that. I don't know how to explain that, but they're really neat looking. And their stems are like, almost kind of reminds me of like a cactus, but they're very soft. They're not really succulent, but just with the structure. Squash going crazy in here too. Nasturtium going crazy in here. This is one that volunteered from last year. I don't remember this variety name. So these pots are really just, so at first I was thinking it was because of the weather, but now it's like every single plant in here is doing poorly, even zinnias. I mean, it must be something with the soil, but it's so strange because I just used the same soil mix that I used for everything else, you know, and I topped all these beds off with and everything like that. So but all 4 of these are doing poorly. So I'm kind of at the place where I'm like, well, I'm gonna maybe pull out what I can save, replant it someplace else, and then just dump these because they're not doing anything, and I really don't have that much time left in my grow season. Well, I have like a couple months, but it's not enough for those to be anything spectacular or for me to continue to put effort into. Parsley is blooming beautiful. Well, putting on its blooms here, really nice. These green beans are going for it, so they're about 3.5 feet at this point, and we should be seeing some flowers soon, actually. Oh, yeah, like there's a little flower bud. There's a little flower bud here too, so we'll be seeing beans soon. That's exciting. I'm ready to eat green beans. Now this tomato, this is the Djeena, D-J-E-E-N-A is how it's spelled. And I think it was in the last video I was talking about how I had gotten these seeds from a company called Southern Exposure, and they were weak and I didn't have any luck with them the first year, and then this year I really had to baby the plants through, and this one was the only one that I got that I could put in the bed. And I think it must have heard me talking smack about it, because it is putting on so many new bunches of tomatoes. It's really gotten really productive here over the past week or so since the last time I made the video. So I guess all you have to do to get your tomato plants to come up to par is talk a little shit to them. They say if you talk to your plants, it helps them grow better, but it's just what you say, right? So these sunflowers, you can see they're putting on their little flower heads in there. So about a week, I would say a week or so, and I should be able to cut. These are pro cuts. So they're just single stems, and so I'll just grow them up till the heads start to show a little bit of color, and then cut them and bring them in the house for bouquets. And they last about, I'd say about a week or so, maybe a little bit more. Now this is also, I think, a tip top. I thought it was a bigger variety of nasturtium, but I think it's a tip top. Might be, that might be the mahogany. Not 100% on that. I thought this was a larger one. I thought it was a one called Purple Emperor, but now I'm not so sure about that. This seems to be a little bit more controlled than my other large nasturtiums. This, oh, it's such a pretty cosmos. Again, I'm pretty sure that's apricota. These two are the apricota. Stock is doing great still, so pretty. I'm gonna cut some of those to bring in the house. So like, yeah, so this is like a large variety nasturtium. This is the Peach Melba, and I mean, you can just see it's like, it's huge. Even this one here, which this was a volunteer from last year. I think it's the like Alaska Red or something like that. Oh, a little slug in there. Sorry, little slug, I can't let you stay. You're just not one of those ones that I can let stay. These are huge. They will take over, you know, they will trail out all over the ground and everything else as the summer goes on. So when we look at this one over here, we can see it's just a lot smaller. And I don't know, it might trail out and kind of puff out. It's definitely got good structure to it. It's just not huge. So I thought it was one of the bigger ones. Yeah, everything going good. Straw flowers, beautiful. Squash, beautiful. So what I decided to do in this bed after we took the garlic out, I put some leeks in here. Got a couple of rows of leeks. And then I also spread seeds up here for dill. For pickling. And then in this area here I did a shallot. So the shallot was like 100 days, which I don't have 100 days before frost, but I've got hoops and things like that, so I'll just cover those up. But like the leeks and stuff will do fine in a frost. What else? That little potato, I left that guy in there. These potatoes are doing great, about to flower. Wonderful. It's just so fun to have volunteer potatoes. I just didn't know that was a thing that I could have here in northern Wisconsin. Yeah, this all looks great. Let's go up the front because Lily did put a few new things in, and then it's about 6:30 now, so I do have to start getting ready for work in a little bit here. Still nothing has changed up this side of the house. Everything is growing nicely that actually got put in. Just gonna kind of let it go. So these are the Casablanca lilies, and I'm not sure because I moved these and they had blooms. They had like the bloom heads on them. I'm not sure. They still look like they're alive pretty well, but we'll see if we actually get any blooms off of them. So Lily came and put all of the haul from Walmart into the ground up here in the front. She put the 2 daylilies on either side of the spirea, just back a little bit, so that'll help with filling in that area. She put in some heuchera. So we have this dark heuchera here, these 2 here, and then this one back here. I really love the heuchera, so I put these heuchera, this one in and that one in last year, so this is their 2nd year, and they just have such a beautiful mounding habit. I'm hoping that these are similar in their shape when they start to mature. I really love the look of that, and it's just nice kind of fill. So the darker heucheras can take a little more sun, so they are definitely in a portion of the bed that gets more sun. And then she also put in the phlox, but like those lighter heucheras, sorry, that was my thought. Those lighter heucheras that I have back there, those just get morning sun, and then they have the shade from the house the rest of the day. So they get sun till maybe about 11:30 or so, noontime, and then that's it. But she also put in the phlox, which is so pretty. And she put in the echinacea, which has a little spider buddy on there. Now, spiders I let stay. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this whole echinacea out here, though. It's very hot color-wise, and so most of the color that I have out here is very cool, you know, blue tones, even in the reds, like in the red impatiens that I have in the planters up here. It's more blue. Now the begonias that I have on the porch are definitely orange. They were supposed to be pink though, so that was not in my plan. But you know, I got those in a little grab bag type thing from Walmart, like a color garden bag. So that's always the chance you take when you purchase stuff from Walmart or any store like that that's not a garden center. But we'll see. This year it'll stay. Next year I might end up moving it into the backyard. These dianthus are also from that Walmart haul. Very pretty. These have like about an 8-inch spread, so she put them in a nice clump here that should make a really pretty drift once they start to mature. Everything else is pretty much the same, doing wonderful. The serendipity alliums are starting to open. I'm excited. Yeah. So that is the garden walk for today. Ooh, looks like I'm gonna keep this one in just about 30 minutes. All right. Proud of me. Once I'm gonna go through and do some work this weekend too, and try to get some stuff cleaned up and things like that, I might make an extra video this weekend just to show like what it looks like with the poppies pulled and things like that. But otherwise, thanks for coming, and lots of love to my family, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.